Yo, what's good, everybody? First things first, let's listen to the sound we're going to talk about making today. So even though it's these solid chords like this, the sound doesn't sound like just some plain chords ringing out, and that's the main point of this video. What I'm going to talk about mainly is using the LFOs and the performers inside Massive to, automate your sounds and make them more unique. I'm also going to explain how to make this exact synth, but for those who don't want to sit through listening to that, the preset's available for free download. Just check the video description. For those who do want to learn, the first thing I'll do, like I said, is run through quick as I can how to actually make the sound. Then I'll get more into using the performers and how to automate them to bring life to your sounds and to your beats and kind of turn each sound into its own little character. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go through this really fast, and I'm going to use the already existing sound that I made to explain it. So just pause after each section and make sure you got your settings right is my advice for this part. Do File, New Sound. It's going to come up with the defaults. The first thing you want to change is come to this wave table or the waveform and change it to DigiGrain 2. Pitch it up to positive 12. You can leave these knobs like that. Your second oscillator, leave it on the default square saw. Just leave the knobs like that. Third oscillator, pitch it up to positive 12. Same thing, square saw 1, but change your wavetable position and intensity to look like that. Next thing you can do, if you want, is come in and add some noise. I added bright noise. Those are my knob settings. The next thing that you're going to do is add these effects. I have chorus ensemble here. These are the settings. Reverb here. Those are the settings. Next thing you're going to want to do is come up here, turn on the low pass too. After that, come into voicing, change the unisono to 6, turn the pitch cutoff on, and you can play with this knob all you want. I normally keep mine somewhere around here. That's the detune. Same thing with this pan position, turn it on and play with it till you find the setting you like. After that, come into this envelope here and basically just turn your release to be somewhere around this gate, turn the level somewhere around here, and turn the attack to come in somewhere around the save. So that should be it. This is what it should sound like. And with the cutoff. And next thing we're going to talk about is using these. Okay, now because this part isn't something that's meant to be followed step by step by step, it's kind of just showing you the concept and trying to bring some new ideas to you. This is going to be the most complicated and the longest part of the video, but just bear with me and you should be able to come up with something on your own here at the end. Now, first things first, your sound's looking something like this. Come down here, this will probably be a LFO. If it is, click the 5 and click LFO and just click performer to change it to a performer. Next thing you want to do is take this 5 and drag it right here. It's going to come in looking like that. Click on the 5 and just drag your mouse down till that green line goes to right here. Now what that is, you can think of that green line as what I call a range of motion. That's how far our imaginary person is going to turn this knob for us, and that'll make sense here in a second. Basically right now it's going to only turn like this. So if I tell the person to, hey, turn the knob like 1 2 3, it's only going to go 1 2 3. But if I turn it here and say, hey, turn it 1 2 3, it's going to go 1 2 3. See what I'm saying? Something like that. These shapes right here are what, like, how the person's going to turn the knob. Are they going to go down, up, or are they going to go like down, up, and that's according to these shapes. I'm not exactly like sure because I'm not the expert. As you can see, this is a complicated synth, but that's the main idea. That's the most important idea. So I dragged that here. These are the shapes that I made for this sound myself, and I'll explain that in a second, but this is what the sound sounded like now. And you'll see as I change these, you get different sounds. You see what I'm saying? This, I think, controls, like, is it this shape, or is it this shape, or is it like a mixture of the two, or is it more this one or more that one? Not exactly sure, but that's my idea of this slider. You can change how fast it moves through these by changing this, or you have a knob So that's like the performer. You can put that on anything. Like you can put it anywhere and automate anything. So like I said, this is just showing you how I did this sound and trying to give you the ideas for your own beats. So let's say I like this setup for the first sound. You know, I like how that is, but I don't want to have the synth just doing that the whole time. So I'm gonna go ahead and I right click and mute that one, and now I'll go to this LFO. The LFO I did here, I went to triplet ramps, brought in my triplet ramps, and they look like this. Same thing with the speed and all that. And anyway, just bring it right here. I already had it, so like I said, from the top to the bottom. Turn that up. Now let's see how this sounds. Okay, cool. I like how that sounds. So how do I look? If I unmute this one, it doesn't know what, it doesn't sound that, like, you know, it doesn't know what's going on. So anyway, this is gonna be different depending on your controller and your DAW and all that kind of thing. But basically, I take these macro knobs down here. First thing, I'll go to the 5. So I'm in this one now. Take this macro knob and turn it on the amp. Basically, turn the amp all the way down and then turn this all the way up. So what does that mean? That means that by default it's turned off. If I turn up this knob, then that means that this is turned all the way up. So basically this is like an on-off switch. Off, on, off, on. Do the same thing for the 6 with the second control. Turn it down and turn it up with the second macro. So right now the second one's off and the first one's on. Turn the first one off and turn the second one on. So as you see, you can change these knobs and, you know, make different, the sound is different, the variations are different, or you can turn one off and turn one on. What I did in this particular beat, I'll just open this again. What I did in this particular beat is I have my first one, I have my performer set up like this and set right there. Then I had the triplet one, the LFO, set up like this and modulated here. But as you'll watch this, watch these two knobs here, on, off. You see how it's like turning on and off? Let me come and bring it in. Whoops. See what I'm saying? So hopefully you understand what I did to get mine sounding the way it sounds, and hopefully you see the potential of what you can do with yours. To change these curves, you just click load curve. You can click any of these and bring them in like different, you know. So let's see what it's like with this now. See what I'm saying? You can just change it up, and it's endless possibilities. And my thing is that sounds way better than that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed the preset, and hopefully this makes you a better producer, because that's the goal at the end of the day, right? So anyway, until next time.